Okay, there's a guy that asked the question first because some people were sent an email and he was the first one to say, can I ask a question? David Akwara from Nigeria, with a lovely head, Zorro head, so clearly it's a nice question. You've got the mic? Thank you.
Last year, I was at the town hall meeting that we had in Kigali. I raised my hand, but I wasn't selected. So that's why it was important for me to reach out. You are a huge inspiration. I know you are used to people telling you that you are a pillar of hope. My question to you, dear Secretary General, it's around intergenerational mentorship. And I have observed that we've done quite a lot in that area, but there's something that is lacking. Every single one of us that are seated here, we belong to a tribe. We belong to a community. And we have kings, we have leaders of this community. And I'll make special reference to the community the region where I'm from. We have the Oba of Benin, Oba Atukbe is here. We have the Oroji of Okbe, Ajuwe Wosuto. We have the Ogiame Atuashe III, the Olu of Wari Kingdom. These people are the closest to the African population that we talk about. The lands that we say we have, the arable land that are not cultivated, they are the people who are closer to those lands because these lands are not in urban areas. And I have noticed that in our conferences, in the conversations, whether at national level or secretariat level, I have not seen the royal fathers being part of this conversation. And I think, honestly, as a young man who believes in the African tradition, and a Christian too, so I should say this, who believes in the value of our African traditions, I feel like our kings has been relegated to the back seat. And these people are not, elected in a sense that they have a duration. So some of them would outlive most of us who are even heading position at the secretariat and even in government. They will be there with us. So I think that I would put this forward and hear your thought about it, knowing that you are a very cautious and cultural SG. Thank you.
Thank you. So from as far back as 1963, what is it that the African continent should be striving towards? At that time, of course, it was the emancipation of the African continent from colonialists. Market integration is one of the objectives. And I believe that we have achieved political emancipation from colonialists. What has evaded us as Africans is the integration of our continent, market integration. And in the design of that integration project, from an economic point of view, I think the underlying point you make is absolutely correct. We have relied exclusively on neoclassical theories of the kind of integration that we want to see. If you look at the Abuja Treaty sets out phases of Africa's integration, a linear model of integration. And that is, again, a neoclassical model or theory of how a region should integrate. There has not been I will be the first one to admit, even when we started negotiating, we have never consulted traditional leaders. So it is something that I don't think it's too late for us to start that consultation process, regional and national level. I think we still have time to engage our traditional leaders so that the agreement that we will be implementing does have support across the different spheres of governance, whether it is formal governance at provincial level, national level, and at district level. It's important that we engage them, but for now, the process is driven by governments, because you have to have governments that are the ministers of trade, permanent secretaries, and so on, who are leading the negotiations. It doesn't, however, mean that a country cannot, in and of itself, it doesn't mean that that country cannot start engaging and start consultations with traditional leaders in its own jurisdiction. What I'm saying is that at the AU level, this negotiation has been led by governments. You may also be interested to know why young people were not there. Why were not just this particular constituency, which is traditional leaders, but why was the youth not engaged and consulted? Again, I would say that it's not too late. In fact, if anything, the next step, the next stage is the most critical, and that is implementation. So thank you very much.
Thank you.